What's up? It's Tom. Thanks for being here. It's been tough to get games in across Minnesota so far this week, but we got some action to talk about. Twins only played on Wednesday. Well, they tried to play on Monday for some reason, but that was a horrible idea. Played a doubleheader on Wednesday. Of course, the weather turns around today and they're off. Things kind of work out like that sometimes. But could have been a disaster, doubleheader. Cleveland came back and tied it in the top of the ninth inning, but luckily Cody Clemens, delivered in the bottom of the ninth with a walk-off double. He'd also hit a triple in that game. He also had a nice sacrifice bunt in that game. He's just been remarkable. Cody Clemens. Who would have thunk it? Bailey Ober technically started that first game that was suspended on Monday. That's why his line there, I wanted to list that. Just, it's going to be hard to remember why he had this line. Like, why one run over 3 innings? What, did he get hurt that day? No, it was suspended game, and then Joe Ryan took over that game for him, so that's technically a relief outing for Joe Ryan, so that's going to be a couple things we have to remember that's weird about those two guys. But Ryan pitched pretty well, and then again, Duran in the ninth inning really struggled. His velo, a lot of guys' velo was down on Wednesday. It wasn't, even though it was not raining so much they couldn't play, it was not a very nice day outside yesterday, a lot of rain. Paddock just kind of gutted through his outing. Didn't look good, really fell apart in the 6th inning, and then the bullpen couldn't really keep it together either. So thankfully the Twins won that first game, because that would have been a bad loss, and then this would have been a bad doubleheader sweep. Big ups to Cody Clemens and the lineup for stepping up and getting the job done there. Tough. Even the Saints haven't been able to play, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Injury updates. Carlos Correa is expected to be activated tomorrow. Awesome. Byron is coming along, but he's a little bit behind. Might be a little bit longer for him. We'll see. Matt Wallner started a rehab assignment with the Saints. Unfortunately, it was delayed a couple days by the weather, but he got out there today and played his first appearance with the Saints on this rehab assignment. He hit 2 home runs. Very impressive. One of them was 112 miles per hour on the exit velo. So first day back, and he kind of, I don't want to say he got fooled on this pitch, but he had to adjust mid-swing, and this wasn't even like a Matt Wallner, big time swing, and it goes well above the wall there. The home run wall, that's the batter's eye with the ivy growing on it there. Beautiful feature at CHS Field, by the way. So Matt Wallner, you figure he's going to be returning soon. Correa, again, should be activated tomorrow. So not too long before the Twins start to look like the best version of themselves. Let's take a look at some minor league highlights, starting out with Kaelen Culpepper hitting the first pitch of this game out for a home run on Tuesday. He's got a .902 OPS with 5 homers in 28 games for Cedar Rapids so far. Connor Prielipp, this was also on Tuesday. He looked great. 3 2/3 innings, so he still isn't throwing a ton. 50 pitches, no walks, and 6 strikeouts though. There still is that inning/pitch limit that he has. That's going to be a thing he's going to have to deal with. But he has a 32.6 strikeout percentage so far. And, it's easy to kind of forget this is his first big taste of Double-A, which there's a lot of guys kind of stumble at that level. So he's certainly not quite as dominant as he was last year, but he's looked good. Gabriel Gonzalez, who's up with Wichita, I talked to him on the podcast and talked about how he's mainly just a hitter. So, of course, he goes out there and flashes some letters. I could play defense. Come on, Tom. Give me some credit here. Gets a single. This is all from Wednesday. And then he starts, I think this was a play that the Wind Surge had on. He starts a rundown to help Kalai Rosario score from third, draws that pickoff throw. They do a lot of aggressive stuff in the minors, like double steals and stuff. I think that was the idea there, was going to be a double steal. So I think he kind of drew that. I'm going to take a look at an Emmanuel Rodriguez full at-bat from today. He gets a pretty uncompetitive first pitch for a ball. Got a good one to hit and miss. I think he was kind of kicking himself. That's a good pitch for the pitcher to go up 1-2. And they try to get him to chase on 2 consecutive breaking balls that he just spits on. And then even count, probably coming fastball, right? And he crushes it. Halfway up that batter's eye, again in St. Paul, Manuel Rodriguez, he's playing great this month. 940 OPS in May, entering today. There's another look at that swing. He also had drawn 2 walks in this game. This was game 2 of today's doubleheader. Not a great first game, but really having a nice game in game 2. There's a look at the breakdown of that plate appearance. And again, that number 6, that was a pitch he had a home run on. It was right on the black. Not a bad pitch at all. A little bit middle, waist high, excuse me, not middle, but waist high. Emmanuel Rodriguez is looking good. Probably putting himself in conversations the next time if the Twins need sort of a long-term bat. He might be in the conversations now. So some other minor league notes. Again, the Saints were postponed Tuesday, and both the Saints and Windsurge were postponed yesterday. Culpepper, 2024 15th-round pick, was promoted to Cedar Rapids. He had a 1.03 ERA in 26 and a third innings with Fort Myers. He's not debuted with the Colonels yet, but that's pretty exciting. I believe he's the first guy getting that step up. And then Simeon Woods-Richardson made his first start back with the Saints. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. 59 of his 88 pitches were strikes. That's a 67% strike rate. So great to see Simeon go back down and not kind of be looking like he's pouting or struggling or not be into it. He was locked in. He brought intensity. Seeing him on the mound, he was there. He was fully there. I'm sure that's not where he wants to be, but he seems like a guy that really gets it and understands, and he's going to take care of business. So we'll be seeing him before too long, I'm sure, back up with the Twins. So good to see him get off to a good start with the Saints. Thanks so much for checking this one out. We'll talk again soon.